Hey there. It's been a while since I've done anything like this, but I've got some things on my mind, some things that I've been working on for a long time, and I feel like I really want to share them because, for one, they're near and dear to my heart, but also I believe that they're important, and I hope it will make a difference. So before I jump in, I appreciate you taking some time just to watch. I know you have other things to do or other things to get distracted by, right? So when I was 15, I had a class in high school that showed the reality and the negative impact pollution and environmental degradation has on our world and all the species on it. I shared some of these realities with people in my life, friends, family, and I was shocked at the lack of interest or understanding about the topic and even got ridiculed for it on a couple occasions. It wasn't a fun experience, and I allowed it to shut me down for a long time. And so for the last 30 years, I've taken it seriously to varying degrees and talked with a lot of people about it over the years. In my conversations, it's been interesting to see who's aware of some of the realities and who's not. And in my observation, most people don't really have a good grasp on the reality of the situation. And I used to believe it was because that people didn't care. And I don't believe it's because people don't care, although there definitely are people who don't care. But what I discovered is that there are three things in talking with people, right? So first is that people just have busy lives. They got work, school, family, hobbies, etc., right? People just don't know or understand the reality because they don't have the time or they don't have the interest. And sometimes people just don't trust because they're just not sure who to trust or what to trust. And I think it could be just that simple. And I really believe that people would care more if they understood and knew what to do about it. I also believe that when shown the reality, that most of the time people will embrace it and be willing to make changes as long as they're shown what to do, how to do it, why to do it, and they believe it will actually make an impact. And over the last few years, I've done a deep dive into some specifics of why it's important for all of us to know and understand and what to do about it. And now I want to share that with you. As I was considering which topic I wanted to address first, it became obvious early on that water was absolutely the first topic. And the reason is because without water, we die, right? In the survival world, there's the rule of three. 3 minutes you die without air, 3 days you die without water, and in 3 weeks you die without food. So, aside from air, water is the most important. And for the most part, what I've discovered is that most people are unaware of the impact that their water usage has on the whole picture. So, what I'm attempting to do is educate people to know and understand why it's important and to bring these things to their awareness. Then, what to do about it by providing tactics, strategies, and products that both work or that work and last. And the intention is to create something I can put my whole heart and my whole life into because I believe it to be important. Now, the education, including the tactics and strategies, is free, but then there are products people can purchase, so there is a business aspect, and that's what will keep the mission going. And I think it's common knowledge that every purpose or mission needs to have funding. And so my thought was, well, hey, this is a way to keep the mission or the purpose going by selling products that will actually help people to make changes, that will make an impact. And one of the things that we're committed to is that these tactics, strategies, and products are consistent with our mission, which is to positively impact health. And there are three aspects of health. Human health, we got inside and outside of our bodies. That's all we have, right? Environmental health, just look around us. We're a part of the environment, whether we realize it or not. And an easy example is our vehicles, right? We use vehicles to get us around that pollute the environment. And then we breathe it in, which impacts our health. Then there's economic health. And here's what I mean. There are studies that demonstrate the economic benefit of keeping money in the local economy. giving the people in that area a greater opportunity to benefit from the local economic health. So when you buy a product, you're putting dollars in the pockets of those people producing those products. Well, we all know that, but who are we giving our money to? So just to recap, our commitment and our mission is to positively impact human health, environmental health, and economic health. That's our commitment. That's our promise. Okay, so here's an example of what I just shared with you. Education, tactics, strategies, product. Okay, for a moment, let's just look at your own personal water usage. Okay, so tap water comes from rivers, lakes, streams, and groundwater wherever you live. Okay, so water is treated with different chemicals. One of those is chlorine. Chlorine is in our water. In our water is a double-edged sword, though. It cleans the water enough to send it through the pipes so we can have drinkable running water in our homes straight from the tap, which is much more rare in the world than you think. Okay? And the problem is chlorine is also a pollutant. It's a contaminant, right? Especially when it comes to our bodies. So chlorine impacts the pipes that go through the water treatment from the water treatment plant to your home. And as water travels, it develops something called disinfection byproducts, or DBPs. And some of these DBPs are also known as volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. And VOCs are organic materials that break down in the water before it gets to your home. There's lots of DBPs and VOCs, and depending on where you live, determines what's in your water. Okay? There are also heavy metals like lead, arsenic, cadmium, and many more that get into our water supply. Okay, so in some areas, these pipes are 50 to 100 years old, if not older, depending on what part of the country that you live in. And all of these combined contaminants, they're not good for us, right? So many people filter their drinking water because they know it's a healthier choice, but here's the issue. Very few people actually think about something else they do almost every day with water, and that's shower. When you drink water, you're only drinking maybe a gallon, but as Americans, we're exposing ourselves to 10 to 25 gallons of water every shower. And there are four main areas that chlorine and these other contaminants impact with our bodies. So you got your hair, right? So what does chlorine do to hair when you swim, right? Dries it out. Well, that's what's happening when you shower. So we use all these shampoos and conditioners and hair treatments only to discover we're damaging our hair because of the chlorine and the other contaminants in our water that we're showering in. It makes our hair brittle. If you have some sort of a treatment, it doesn't stay as long as you would hope for. Color fades more quickly. It's been linked to dry scalp, dandruff, hair loss, etc., right? And overall, your hair is just not as healthy. Similarly, it happens on your skin, right? Chlorine dries out your skin too. So then you need lotions and other moisturizers to counteract the impact of the chlorine or these other contaminants. And your skin is the largest organ in our body. And what you put on it, it absorbs into it. It absorbs more than you can imagine. And there are studies and reports in the American Journal of Public Health and many other publications stating these facts. And these contaminants, they get absorbed into our skin and then into the bloodstream. And then they get delivered to our organs. Okay? And these chemicals, these contaminants, have been linked to cancers and other diseases. And the hotter the water, the more it opens up our pores and the more allows us to absorb more of those contaminants. So, and then lastly, there's an impact on our lungs. Again, hotter water creates more steam or water vapor, so you're breathing in those contaminants. And the other thing is that most shower heads these days are what are called low flow. So they force more water through the holes, increasing the pressure, therefore increasing the water vapor that you're inhaling. Okay, so overall, showering in tap water has a greater negative impact than you realize. You filter drinking water, why not filter shower water? I mean, now that you hear it, it makes sense, right? Right? Well, congratulations. You just got educated. Right? You just had an aha moment. Okay, so what do you do about it now? How do we reduce our exposure to showering in contaminated water? There's a particular product that I want to introduce you to. This is our very first product to start us off, so it's exciting, but also very nerve-wracking. It's a shower filter. It's available for pre-order, but we only have a production run of about 200 units, so there's a limited number. We don't have them yet, just at the moment. And this product will meet the criteria of impacting those 3 areas of health I was referring to earlier, and I'll explain all of it. Okay, so the shower filter removes the chlorine and other contaminants, so now you're showering in filtered water. Now, just imagine the impact it has on your hair. It makes it fuller, cleaner, healthier. It maintains color and style longer. It doesn't dry your skin out as much. Look, I have rosacea. You can kind of see it, right? And it gets worse in the winter. But this last winter has been the mildest I've had in years because of the filter, right? So now you're only absorbing filtered water into your skin and into your bloodstream. You're breathing in water vapor without the contaminants, so you can breathe easier, literally. And that's the point. So we want you to feel and be healthier. That's the impact on your human health, both inside and outside of your body. And you can see that now, right? Okay, so now, environmental health. We're still working on a few things, but for the most part, this is a very environmentally responsible product, right? So the filter housing is made of aluminum. Aluminum is highly recyclable and more likely to be recycled, okay? Our packaging is made from recycled paper. Paper products are also highly recyclable and more likely to be recycled. And the filter cartridge ingredients are mostly made from stone and coconut activated carbon. So they're very good for the environment also. Now, the biggest concern we have is the replaceable plastic filter cartridge. We don't love it that it's plastic, but we don't have an alternative at the moment. But the nice thing is that you use it for 4 to 6 months before replacing it. So it has a longer lasting use of plastic. And of all the plastics, ABS plastic is more recyclable. So it could be better, could be worse. We're working to improve it, okay? Just to be upfront. Now, when you buy a filter, there will be a carbon footprint that comes from getting the filter to you, so through shipping, right? So as a company, we're going to pay for a carbon offset, like planting trees, or I don't know, we haven't figured it out yet. So something like that, so that we can make this product as close to carbon neutral as possible. And again, we'll continue to improve and report on what we're doing. So lastly, economic health. We're not some huge multinational conglomerate, right? We're just starting out here. There are only a few of us, and we want to make a difference by providing a quality product that has a positive impact on human health, environmental health, and economic health. You're seeing the pattern. So hopefully, you know when you're exchanging your money for a filter that you're not only improving your health, but also supporting a business, a mission, and people who care. The name of the filter is called Ocean Water Shower Filters, but it's spelled differently than you think. It's OSHUN, Ocean. It's actually a real thing. More on that another time. So the website is www.oceanwater.com. And our website is not very good at the moment. In fact, we're looking for some help. We have 200 filters we're expecting sometime in May. So we'll be doing pre-sales. We'll ship them out as soon as they're ready to be shipped after we have them, and we package them up and ship them out. But like I said at the very beginning, right, the point of what we're trying to do is to bring these types of things to people's attention and to provide solutions to the problems that we're facing through tactics, strategies, and products that help you make healthier choices for you and your family, for the environment, and for the economy. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, your attention. Please let me know if you have any questions. And from here forward, we'll be posting a lot more about water usage, filters, and more. Thank you.